Hello my lovely viewer, I am back once again with an episode 1 of South Korean series, titled Business Proposal. Watch the full video to find out the interesting part and please take care. As a disclaimer, this video includes my own analysis, commentary, and it's not a substitute of the full movie. Click the link below to watch, buy or rent the movie. In the beginning of episode 1, we see a young man walking at the airport. He is the new president of Go Food. At the airport, he notices an insensible advertisement for his company, which makes him angry. He then orders his secretary to find out the person responsible for it. We can predict his character as a strict, disciplinary, workaholic character in this series. Tae-Moo has just returned from overseas. He was working there for his grandfather's company. Then we cut to the inaugural ceremony, where Tae-Moo is expected to deliver a speech to company employees. Instead, he sends his chief secretary, Cha Sung-hung, to deliver the speech. Looking at this, chairman, also a grandfather, Kang Daegu, is furious and upset. The series introduces us to the next character, Shin Hari, who is a food researcher in the Go Food. It's her birthday. They are planning to go out for dinner on her birthday, but she receives the message from her lifelong crush, Min-woo. They are about to meet at his restaurant that night. On her way back, she receives a phone call from her best friend Young Seo. They wonder why Min-woo is calling her on her birthday. Young Seo tells her that Min-woo might be asking to go out with her. In the restaurant, Min-woo is carrying a cake. Looking at this, Shin Hari becomes so happy and runs toward him, but notices that the cake is not for her. This makes her unhappy. Shortly, Min-woo hands her a concert ticket and asks her to take a man with her. At this point, I understand why men become morons in the matter of love and girls. In the Go Food office, Kang Daegu visits his grandson and tells him that he has prepared a very important project for him. Kang Daegu wants his grandson to get married. So, he arranged 20 blind dates for him, with single women from the business world. Tae-Moo simply doesn't want to get married now. But, Daegu wants him to get married. To do so, he uses his blood pressure as a bait, and blackmails him by saying that his health is deteriorating. Looking his grandfather tantrums, Tae-Moo leaves from there. During dinner time, Tae-Moo wants to fire employee Mr. Park, but Daegu rejects it first. But later, offers him a condition, where he must go on dates, only then, he can fire Mr. Park. Tae-Moo agrees with his grandfather condition. Daegu is happy because his grandson is finally fulfilling his wish. Elsewhere, on the same night, the Hari family's restaurant and the owner of the next-door restaurant owner got into an argument. In the confrontation, Hari throws a fish buck at him, which accidentally injures him, and also breaks his store's sign. The next morning, she receives the bills from him, demanding 800,000 won as compensation. After that, Young Seo calls Hari, then they meet at some restaurant. Young Seo's father still wants her to go on yet another blind date. It is clear that her father also wants her to get married, whereas, she does not want to get married. On their way back, Young Seo wants Hari to go on blind dates, instead of her. Hari denies first, but as Young Seo says this would be the last time, and persuades her with the money. Well, Hari has to pay the compensation to that restaurant owner. So she accepts the offer. After that, Young Seo takes Hari for the shopping, does her the makeup. Later, Hari is stunned to find Tae-Moo as the date. She tries her best to put him off, but Tae-Moo doesn't seem to care. The date ends quickly. Daegu calls him and wonders about the date. Interestingly, Tae-Moo wants to call off other dates, and wants to get married to Hari. I was surprised by his decision. Moving on, Young Seo and Hari are celebrating their success. Poor them, they still don't know the decision made by Tae-Moo. Their happiness is soon going to be chaos. When Young Seo discovers the truth, she begs Hari to clean up the mess. The next day, while rushing for the office, Hari runs into Tae-Moo and Daegu. She is so frightened and astounded. All the time, she hides her face from them. But to her bad luck, she drops her ID card, which allows Tae-Moo to learn her name. Though he doesn't recognize her as the woman acting Young Seo earlier, but he remembers her name, Hari, as the employee who gives him the idea of bucket list fish, a business proposal, which he appreciates. In the next scene, Sung-hoon and Young Seo runs in some grocery store. Young Seo forgets her car key and wallet, and rushes toward the grocery. There, she accidentally crashes with Sung-hoon. They experience a moment of connection. It was like love at first sight. Later, Young Seo and Hari plan one more date with Tae-Moo. Young Seo again blackmails by showing her the scar mark. Look in this. Hari again agrees to go on date with Tae-Moo. She just needs to go there and refuse to marry him. Tae-Moo and Hari meet at some restaurant. Hari rejects his marriage proposal. On the other hand, Tae-Moo offers her 10 dates to go with him. But she simply rejects his offers and leaves from there. While crossing the roads, she accidentally runs into her lifelong crush, Min-woo. She gets panicked and doesn't want him to see her like this on these dress. She hides and runs away. While running, she hops in the car. Surprisingly, it's not other than Tae-Moo, who she had just rejected him. The episode ends here. What will happen between Tae-Moo and Hari? We will find it in the next episode. Until then, subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like and comment to support the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.